Hi, Sherry Collier here of Sunny Girl Creations. Today's video, I'm going to teach you how to make a leaf wrapped posy. This can be used as a little table ornament. You can arrange them in threes and put them in the center, or you can make one for each place setting. This is what it looks like. That will be our end product. In order to do this project, you'll need a bunch of silk leaves. Make sure some are wide enough to curl around your surface. As for the surface, I used the center of a paper towel, a roll of paper towels, and I cut it into about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches tall little vases like this. Then I bought these little styrofoam balls, and what I did is I cut them in half, and in order to get it to fit inside, I had to wrap glue pipe cleaner around it to make it a little bit wider so that it would pop right in here, and I'll glue it into the base. Then what I did was I took the leaves, used wire cutters to snip them off, wrapped them around and glued them. So you'll need tacky glue or a hot glue gun. You might need a box cutter to cut these. I used a combination of my box cutter and just a regular pair of scissors to kind of trim the edges a little bit smoother, and wire cutters. I then chose these a little bit more colorful silk flower and a little bit of a creamy neutral colored to put together so that it looks like that. So in just a second here, I'll come back and I'll show you the very first step. Hi, Sherry Collier of Sunny Girl Creations, here to teach you today how to make a leaf wrapped posy that looks just like this right here. This is something that you can make in threes and use as a table centerpiece, or you can put one at each place setting. What you'll need to get started, before you even get started, gather together the inside of a paper towel or toilet paper roll, and you'll be trimming them to about 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches high. Styrofoam balls that fit right in there. I used tacky glue, clear gel tacky glue. You could also use a hot glue gun or any other crafting glue that you have. You want to have a pair of wire cutters on hand, a pair of scissors, a box cutter. I needed a knife to cut the styrofoam balls. That worked better for me. I keep a paper clip or a clothespin here for the leaves when they're drying on this. I use that to keep it pressed down while the glue was drying. For flowers, this is what I chose. I chose to go with kind of a bright red and a creamy color. And then you'll need to buy leaves, a frond of silk leaves, where the leaves are wide enough to cover the center of the paper towels. I used a pipe cleaner to glue around the outside of the styrofoam ball after I cut it in half so that it would fill up the base. It was just a little bit too small on its own, so I wanted it to fill up and be nice and tight inside of there so it wouldn't go anywhere. Okay, the last thing that you'll need is you'll need to have some of this natural kind of grassy twine, or I'm not sure what it's called exactly. That's what goes around at the very end and looks like that. Okay, we'll get started on the first step here in just a moment. Hi, this is Sherry Collier from Sunny Girl Creations. Today's video I'm going to teach you how to make a leaf wrapped posy, which looks something like this. And before we get started, I'm just going to go over the supplies that you'll need. So the first thing that you'll need is the inside of a paper towel roll or toilet paper roll. And you'll need a box cutter and a pair of scissors. And that is how both the box cutter and the scissors is what I use to trim it to about 2 inches tall. Then you'll need these little styrofoam balls that are used for florals. And I took the styrofoam ball and I cut it in half, just like this. And I had to glue a little pipe cleaner around the very rim because it was too small and it needed something to beef it up so that it would take up the bottom, fill up the bottom of the paper towel roll when I glued it in the base. Then you'll need wire cutters to cut your silk flowers. And I used clear gel tacky glue. You could also use a hot glue gun. And I just had a regular old table knife available and a clothespin available for holding the leaves onto the cardboard after they were glued. And then these silk flowers, I went with a kind of a bright color and a creamy color. And of course you'll need the leaves. So you can get a bunch of leaves. Just make sure that the leaves are wide enough to wrap around your cardboard cylinder. So those are the supplies that you'll need before we get started. We'll get started here in just a minute. Okay, Ben. Okay, the first step is to take your styrofoam ball and cut it in half. And I just used kind of a steak knife to cut it in half. Then the second step that I did is I took a pipe cleaner and I glued it around the edges of it so that it would beef it up so that it would fit in here nice and snug. So I'm just going to take some tacky glue and put glue on the outside of the pipe cleaner. And then pop that into the base. I'm just pushing that down as far as it'll go. Okay, now we'll let that dry. Okay, so now that we have the half a styrofoam ball firmly glued into the base of the cardboard cylinder, I'm going to go ahead and cut a silk leaf with the wire trimmers. And that'll be the first leaf that will wrap around and glue. And after this leaf, there will be a second leaf. Let me pick a nice wide leaf. I think that one looks nice and wide. Okay. And so the first leaf here, I kind of pre-curl it a little bit to help it along. And then we'll just take our glue and go along the spine of the plastic spine of the leaf all the way to the tip, and then I'll put just a couple of drops on the outside of the fabric part of the leaf. Okay, and we'll start by just wrapping that around as tightly as we can, and then to hold it in place to let it dry, I've been using a clothespin. Might need more than one, but I think it looks like one's going to do the job. So now we'll let that dry before we put the second leaf on. Okay, so now it's time to put the second leaf on. And you'll see that there's a lot of cardboard still showing. So this is the side where the fattest part of the leaf will cover. So I'm going to go ahead and get my glue on, again, kind of the spine of the inside of the leaf. And I'll put a couple of drops on the fabric of the leaf along different points here. Move my clip, wrap this around, wrap that around, and you can still move things a little bit while the glue's not quite fully dry. And now we'll let that dry before we go on to our next step. Okay, so now we're going to tie this twine around like you see here. So the way I did that was just kind of loosely started out. Oops. It's not easy working with this stuff. Get it lined up where you want it, kind of in the middle.
Get back in.
And Sunny found a styrofoam ball. Sunny the cat, that's what that's the theme. Okay, then just stop. Just stop it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the step where we wrap the twine around the middle here. It's a little hard to get it to stay where you want it. And there's Sunny, that's okay. Now we'll put the twine, wrap the twine around the leaves. This is the tricky part, is getting this in just the right spot. Okay, that's where I want it. And we'll shorten or we'll make the little bows much, much smaller. And we'll snip the ends. And then we're ready to start our next step, which I'll show you in this one. And we'll take the cream, and I'm just going to measure it to make sure that it's not too tall. And we'll get one of these. And that's a little bit too tall. I want it to be just barely on the lip here. So let's see. There. And you just stab it into the styrofoam. And stab that one in behind it. And voila! Now we have 2 done. Put them here to finish drying. When I'm done with the 3rd one, you can have an arrangement of all 3 in the middle of your table, or you can just have one at each place setting around the table. That's it. Hope you've enjoyed the leaf wrapped posy. See you later. Hello, my name is Sherry Collier, and this is Sunny. Welcome to Sunny Girl Creations. Sunny loves to play with my art supplies and crafting tools when they're out on the table. So I named my crafting and art making business after her, whom I lovingly call Sunny Girl. You can go now, Sunny. I just want to take a minute and welcome you to this website, Sunny Girl Creations, where you can find plenty of different videos. I'll be posting one every other week, if not every week, on something new, all the way from crafting projects to art making supplies and classes and recommendations, and then also expressive arts therapy projects. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist in addition to being a crafter and an art maker, and I'm also an expressive arts therapist as well. If you'd like to know more about expressive arts therapy, you can go over to www.creative-therapy-center.com, where you can learn more about myself as an expressive arts therapist and my book. I look forward to seeing you around on the pages here. Have a great day. Okay. Hi, my name is Sherry Collier. I am the creator of SunnyGirlCreations.com. Welcome to my website. And this is Sunny, and she's kind of mad that I'm making her wave at the camera. But she loves to get up on the table and play with my art supplies and my crafting tools, so I named my crafting and art making business after her. You can go, Sunny. So I want to welcome you to SunnyGirlCreations.com, where you will find videos to help you figure out some new and exciting crafting projects, as well as art making classes, recommendations for art supplies and crafting tools. Just a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Sherry Collier. In addition to being an artist and a craft maker, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist who specializes in expressive arts therapy. And I have written a book entitled Permission to Play, Express Your Heart with Art. And you can learn more about expressive arts therapy and my book if you'd like to go to www.creative-therapy-center.com. In the meanwhile, welcome to Sunny Girl Creations. I hope you find some interesting videos and look around on the pages and say hi to me someday. And we'll be seeing you later. Bye-bye.